Shepherd doesn't bring help soon. There won't be an Earth left to save.
Hey guys, we're out at the EA booth at E3 this year. I'm here with David, who is the marketing director out at BioWare. David, the most anticipated game at E3. You guys must be pretty proud of that.
We're honored. I mean, we're very humbled by the fans. I mean, they came out in droves. You know, they've supported us all throughout with Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Dragon Age 2, and you know, the BioWare community is amazing, and you know, we couldn't be happier with how much, you know, our fans appreciate, you know, what we get to do, and we love it too. I mean, we're all just big BioWare fans, so it's great.
Now, one of the big questions that everybody has is why the delay?
Well, really, you know, what we do at BioWare is we want to make sure that we're delivering, you know, quality interactive storytelling. So it's important for us that, you know, the games we release are, you know, up to what the high standards that the fans have. And, you know, we wouldn't want to put something out, especially, you know, something as epic as Mass Effect 3, if it didn't have that, you know, level of quality and polish. So we figured, you know, let's do it right.
Now, it's been an iterative process for you guys because the first game came out, was, I guess, a little bit of a testing field for you, obviously a massive hit. Second game, even better, visually overhauled, and now the third, you're running off like a heavily modified engine from the second game.
So we've definitely made some improvements because Mass Effect 3, it's really the beginning of the Galactic War. You know, the first two games have been leading up to this big moment where the Reapers are going to come in and launch their attack, and now they're finally doing it. So in order to show that to the epic scaleness, you know, we had to do a lot of technology improvements with the graphics, with the audio. You know, you'll see things in Mass Effect 3 that you've never seen before in a BioWare game.
Any differentiation between any of the consoles or PC especially?
No, we designed Mass Effect 3, you know, simultaneously across all platforms. So obviously, you know, we'll take some advantages. You can run the PC version at a higher resolution because you got, you know, really high resolution monitors if you got like high-end graphics cards, but fundamentally they're all going to be an amazing experience.
Okay. Now you mentioned it's the beginning of the Galactic War, but this is the end of a trilogy. So how does that work in terms of the narrative and the future for the franchise?
So really, you know, like I mentioned, I mean, the first two games, you're kind of like teasing up what's going to happen with this Galactic War, right? So in Mass Effect 1, you're sort of proving out the existence of the Reapers, but no one really believes you, right? Mass Effect 2, you're finding out what their plan really is. Mass Effect 3, this is the war, right? Like, so you're Shepard, you know, you've been telling, hey, the Reapers are coming, no one's been listening, now they're here. And it's a great entry point. We think it's actually the best entry point into the franchise with Mass Effect 3, given the fact that it's the beginning of the war, it starts at Earth so people can relate to it, and it's the best game we've ever made in the series. So if you're going to start with a game, start with Mass Effect 3.
Is this why we haven't been able to land on Earth in any of the other two games?
Well, I can't go into, like, you know, some of those specifics, but, you know, we really wanted to save Earth for something special, and this is kind of it.
And now, just in terms of the structure of gameplay versus the kind of RPG and story elements, there was a really good balance between sort of action and then talking and drama in the other games. This one seems like it's going to be really over-the-top action. Can we expect more action this time around, or still that nice balance that you guys have struck?
So really what we want to do with Mass Effect 3 is we want to kind of have the perfect balance between kick-ass action and making choices that really matter and bringing you an immersive experience. So the demos that we're showing here at E3 really revolve around three things. We showed at the EA press conference the other day, we had really our big set-piece action kind of experience to show that, you know, this is the Galactic War, things are going to happen on a big scale, unlike ever before. Then the other demos we're showing back here, one of them is a combat demo to show that there's different ways to play. So people who like playing more tactical, someone who likes to be, you know, calling out commands to their squad mates. If you want to play stealth-like, you can use a lot of using the cover system and some new mobility maneuvers. We have the Omni Blade, which lets you pull guys from cover and smack them down. You know, and then there's guys who like to play, you know, run and gun, and the game can adapt to that. So it's really giving you the choices in how you play the game and then also how you lead. So the final demo we have really kind of talks more about the emotion and the storytelling. You know, we have the next generation of digital acting that we're doing in Mass Effect 3 and really conveying the sense of, you know, personal story as you see what's unfolding as the Reapers are attacking. And, you know, we're also adding in these layers of RPG elements that people may have, you know, missed previously. So things like, you know, you got this system called the Weapon Bench, where you can take any of your weapons and put it on the bench, either in the Normandy or when you're on a mission, and you're basically allowed to make mods to any weapon. So if you like playing, you know, certain different mods, you can mod it in a way, or if you like a more up-close personal kind of guy, you mod it like that. Or if you want to do more, you know, sniping stuff, improve the scopes, So lots of really cool RPG features and whatnot for the people who really want to dive in and be very strategic.
Now, one of the other features that all the gamers love that have followed the series from the start is being able to carry your character across to the next iteration. And I'm sure that's going to happen here. One question I did have, though, is the characters that you can collect in the DLC that just came out with Mass Effect 2, all of which were great, will they become part of the overall story, or are they just kind of still hanging around?
So we haven't gone into specifics yet in terms of who the followers are and how they interact, but one thing that we've made it a point since the very beginning is that it's your immersive story in Mass Effect, and we're not gonna cheat you out of that if you've been with us from the very beginning and played various pieces of content. You will see references that you can relate back to. But if you didn't play the game before, if you've never played Mass Effect, you don't even know what Mass Effect is, and you're seeing this cool trailer and you're like, wow, that game looks awesome. This is really a great point for you to dive right in, start with the Galactic War, and then you can go back and see some more of the backstory.
Will we see a return of the Paragon and Renegade QuickTime options during cutscenes?
So there's the conversation system has been completely overhauled, where it's more of it's less of a dramatic cut. So you're not going to see like action, 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 cut. Oh, now we're going to talk for a while. Cut, action, action. It's much more seamlessly integrated, where it feels much more cinematic. There's lots of cool moments that happen, where it's very seamless. You don't even know they're there. And then, with that said, we are still doing the interrupt system, which I think is what you're talking about, where you'll have the option to cut a conversation early if stuff's going on. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Now, finally, last question. Kinect, voice control. Like, where did that come from?
Well, at BioWare, we're all about making immersive experiences, and the technology in Kinect provided a very unique opportunity for us to, experiment with how do we take this immersion to the next level. And using the speech recognition technology that's built into Kinect really allowed us to do something very cool. Not only could you navigate the dialogue conversations by speaking them, but what's really cool for me personally is being able to issue commands when you're on the battlefield. I mean, there's nothing more immersive than feeling like you're actually there when you can tell, like, Liara or Garrus, to go and do something, and they do it. It's really cool.
So how many commands can you actually issue? Is it a certain way that you have to say it?
No, I mean, we're really kind of opening it up and adding all new levels where, if you know the specific ability, you can shout it out. If you know, names, great. We're also working into doing different sorts of things there where it's like, I need help, and someone will do something, So we're definitely building in things for people from various levels of familiarity with the game.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll leave it there, but thanks so much. Definitely my most anticipated game.
Oh, well, thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Thanks, David.